Hey guys, so I want to get stuck into this video straight away. So I'm going to talk you through my thought process of going to the toilets. I got a message from a member and they wanted me to talk about peeing at the urinal because I've not really spoken about that at any length yet. And that's because I've developed a lifestyle of peeing in the stalls. I like the stalls, not just because of the privacy, but I find it hygienic. I can take some tissue, push it against the tip of my penis and soak up any drips and dribble that comes out. And so I like it for that reason. And actually, I've mentioned this to a friend of mine who doesn't have paresis. And I kid you not, he said no self-respecting gent would use the urinal because it's not as hygienic. You're shaking it and your urine can splatter everywhere. So yeah, I like the stalls. But it makes sense to me that I should step up to the urinal because I'm coaching people on the phones with this. I've got this online presence. People are coming to me wanting to know, Mike, how do I pee at the urinal? And so I want to be able to help them. It's going to help myself. So I was on the train yesterday and I became aware that it was a perfect opportunity to get some practice at the urinal. So I'm going to talk you through my thought process. When I realized it was an opportunity, I hadn't decided whether that was what I was going to do. I sat with it for a moment and then I thought, yes, it's the right thing to do. And a quote that has been playing with me for a while now is a Martin Luther King quote. And he said, it's always the right time to do the right thing. And so I figured it's the right thing to do. And it's always the right time now, not some point in the future when I feel more confident. Because as we know, it's the doing of it that makes you feel confident. Don't wait until everything in your life is sorted before you do the graduated exposure. I've spoken about that in the training videos. So it was the right time. It's always the right time to do the right thing. So I decided when I get off the train, I'm going to go to the toilets and stand at the urinal. So I had a plan, and the plan is what I've done in the past when I've attempted this. My plan was I get into the toilets, I stand at a urinal, and I wait to see what happens. And if nothing happens, I'll get into a stall and I'll see what happens in the stall. Worst case scenario, nothing happens, I hold on to it and I go home. So I know of the potential outcomes. I know that in advance. Now, while I'm sat there on the train, thoughts started to arise. I think we're wired in such a way to remain safe and make things easier on ourselves. So there's a part of me that would rather not attempt to pee at the urinal because I could have held on to it. My urgency was about a 7. I'm not bursting at this point. I could just get off the train and go straight home and pee when I get home. It would take me about 20 minutes to get home once I'm off the train. So thoughts are coming up like that. Maybe I could do this later. Do I really have to do this now? Maybe I should just go home. I don't really need to do that. I'm okay in stalls, I've got my life is fine. I'm fine at the level I'm at. I don't need to push it. Those kind of thoughts were popping up. And along with that, it's imagining, okay, I'm going to do this and I don't know. I'm thinking about how other people perceive me. There's thoughts of that nature, how other people are going to perceive me, because I'm going to be in the toilet, stood at the urinal, maybe nothing's going to happen. And although I've done it before, yeah, it's a little bit, it's enough to make the mind come up with those thoughts to try and get you to back out and remain in your comfort zone. So as I'm aware of those thoughts coming up, here's what I do. I say, What is actually real right now? I'm sat on the train. I've not even gone to the urinal. That's not even happened yet. When I get off the train, who knows what's going to happen? My life might go in a totally different direction. What is real right now? I'm sat on this train here. And with that realization, I was back in the present moment. And then, sure enough, thoughts pop up again. I'm aware that I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to be pushing the boundaries. I'm stepping into the unknown. I'm aware of it. And those thoughts pop up again. Other people's perception of me. And this kind of edginess. Because you're walking on the edge when you're doing graduated exposure. Because you're pushing your boundaries. Your brain gets used to a certain level of brain chemistry. Again, here's what you do. What is real right now? I was still on the train. So your mind is jumping to the future and you can't cope with a future event. You can only cope with right now. So let's take it step by step. That's what I told myself. Got off the train and I was walking quite confidently. I'm going to the toilets, and as I'm walking there, I just remembered something that I'd come across on a video, and it was talking about reality tunnels. We're all in our own world. We all have our own different perceptions based on our cultural beliefs, based on our upbringing, based upon the type of parenting we had when we were children. I'm surrounded by people, and I know that we all live in our own reality tunnel. I make a beeline for the toilets. When you get into the toilets, don't look at people. Keep your head down, make a beeline to where you're going, whether it's the stall or the urinal. Okay? Keep your head down when you get in there and go straight to what you're doing, because I say that because I find it helps to keep me in my own kind of cocoon a little. And other people aren't really checking out other people anyway. They're just getting in there and doing what they have to do. So I got in there and I was quite pleased that there were other people around. If I'd have got in there and it would have been dead quiet, then I'm not really getting the exposure I need. So I'm hoping that there's going to be someone there. And that's where we switch the tables on the fear. We're actually hoping that there's going to be someone there. Sure enough, there was somebody there. And they were about 4 urinals down from me. I was in the corner. Now, when I got my penis out, pointed it at the urinal, this is what I did. A slight bend in the knee. So you got soft knees, not stood up straight. Bending the knee and looking slightly up. Now, I don't know why that helps, but if you've ever looked into NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, there's a lot of information within that talks about what the eyes do when we're behaving a certain way. Like when someone's trying to think of something, they're trying to remember something, they might look up like that. And if someone's lying, they look down. So soft knees, slightly looking up. Now, let's say this is my penis. I'm kind of gently tapping underneath. Gently tapping, kind of caressing in a way. And that also helps. Sure enough, not sure enough because I didn't know it was going to happen or not, I developed a stream. And I was able to go. And I've spoken about it before, you take it in your stride, don't get too excited because you've developed a stream. You treat both outcomes the same. If you pee, okay, I peed, breathe. Zip yourself up, get out there. If you don't pee, it's the same, okay. Peeing didn't happen, breathe. Zip yourself up, either get into a cubicle if that's what you've decided to do. That's what I recommend you do. And you might be thinking, but Mike, isn't that going to draw attention to me? That's what you want. You want to resist the urge to appear normal, whatever that is. It's the need to appear normal That's what keeps the pararesis in place. We want to switch the tables on it. So if I hadn't peed, I'd have got into a stall. Close the door, commit to staying there for 3 minutes. I'm going to leave it there. Hope you got something from this video. So yeah, this video came out of a member who had sent an email in and requesting me to elaborate on this. So I encourage you, if you want me to talk on something in particular that I've not touched on, drop us an email and I'll do the best I can. I hope you got something out of this, and just very quickly, thank you guys for all your encouragement, all your heartfelt appreciation for the videos. It really does keep me going, because feedback is really hard to come by. A lot of people would just rather remain anonymous, and I totally get it, because, you know, I've been there where you just don't want to reach out to, you know, I get it. So for those of you who did, thank you. It does keep me going, and it's, yeah, that's awesome. Okay guys, take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next video.